History remembers kings, but the most dangerous power was never written on a crown. It moved in silence. It worked in shadows, and sometimes it walked in the shape of a woman. There are 7 of them. 7 women who didn't just change the world, they changed what power means. Some commanded armies without holding swords. Some ruled kingdoms without sitting on thrones. And one of them shook an empire so violently. History still can't decide if she was a mastermind or a warning. You're going to meet her, but not yet. Because to understand her, you must first see the women who cracked open history so she could walk through it. Keep watching. Every story reveals a secret. History tried to blur a victory, disguised as coincidence, a revolution hidden in a promise, a world saved by someone the world pretended not to see. 6 women will pull you closer, but the 7th, the final woman, will make you question everything you thought power was. Stay till the end, because the last woman didn't just survive an empire. She forced an empire to rewrite her, and we're still trying to figure out what was truth and what was fear. The woman who sat where only men sat yet wrote laws for everyone. Else Wu Zetian power rarely appears fully formed sometimes. It begins as a whisper in a place built to silence you. Wu Zetian entered China's imperial court as a concubine rank, forgettable, yet instead of fighting for attention, she studied what everyone else ignored, the weaknesses of men who believed they could never fall. Where others chased favor, she chased information. Who hated who owed who feared losing everything. Step by step, promotion by promotion, she climbed the one ladder built to break women and reached the top anyway. Then came the moment that rewrote history. She didn't become empress. She became emperor, the only woman in China's history to hold the title. Critics called her ruthless, but call any man decisive and he becomes strong. Call a woman the same, and suddenly the story changes. But here's why the elite truly feared her. She opened government exams to common people, breaking noble bloodlines that kept power locked away for centuries. Wu Zetian didn't just take the throne, she made others fear who might sit next. And if one woman could become emperor, what could the next woman become? Hold that thought, because the next woman didn't fight for a crown. She fought so her people would never kneel again. The queen who refused to bow, even to an empire, Queen Nzinga. Some rulers are born into power. Others take power the moment they refuse to kneel. When the Portuguese demanded Nzinga bow to them, she sat on a servant's back to meet them eye to eye, and made it clear she would never be beneath anyone. They came to steal land, lives, and legacy. Nzinga came to outlive them. She built alliances, shifted armies like shadows, and turned her enemies' tactics back on themselves. When forced into exile, she didn't collapse, she rebuilt, piece by piece, tribe by tribe, until her kingdom rose again. Even after her death, Portugal could not erase her, because the resistance she sparked kept burning for generations. She didn't just lead a nation, she taught a continent to say no. But saying no to an empire is one thing. Holding an empire together while it tears itself apart, that belonged to a woman whose voice could steady a kingdom, even when the kingdom tried to silence hers. The strategy mind behind the crown Empress Theodora, once a performer with no power, she became the reason an empire didn't fall apart. Theodora rose from nothing, a childhood marked by struggle, a youth spent surviving rooms where men made decisions. But she learned something priceless. People listen when you speak truth no one else dares to say. When the Nika revolt ignited and the empire wanted to flee, Justinian hesitated. His advisors trembled. The world held its breath. And Theodora said a line that changed everything. Royalty is a fine burial shroud. Translation: if we run, we die forgotten. If we stand, we die remembered. The emperor stayed. The rebellion fell. Her decision saved the empire. Theodora didn't sit behind the throne, she sat inside every decision that mattered. But what she held together with strategy and loyalty. Another woman would take apart with movement and courage, not with armies, but with footsteps toward freedom. The general without an army, the weapon without a war. Harriet Tubman, some leaders command battalions. She carried a lantern and freed over 300 souls from the darkness of slavery. Harriet Tubman escaped chains once, and instead of running farther, she turned back again and again to pull others through the same impossible door. She memorized routes by stars, read danger in silence, and trusted her instincts more than any weapon. Her nickname was Moses, but unlike Moses, she didn't just lead her people out. She went back until everyone she could reach was free. And when the Civil War came, she became the first woman to lead an armed military raid, freeing even more enslaved people. Tubman didn't rewrite laws, she rewrote destiny. But destiny means nothing without belief, and belief means nothing without a nation to lead. Our next woman would command millions and learn that leading a country means being loved and feared. The woman they called Mother, until they realized mothers can be lions. Indira Gandhi. Indira Gandhi wasn't born to rule, she was shaped by the world that demanded she couldn't. She rose to prime minister, leading the world's largest democracy through wars, famine, and crisis. To her supporters, she was Mother India, a symbol of strength, unity, and national identity. To her enemies, she was a storm, unpredictable, unwavering, unavoidable. Every decision she made carved her legacy deeper, feeding millions when starvation loomed, defending her country when borders burned, standing firm when the world waited for her to bend. But leadership always demands a price, and when she paid it with her life, her final words echoed the truth she carried. If I die today, every drop of my blood will strengthen the nation. Yet even a nation can fall apart without guidance. And our next woman didn't just guide a kingdom. She became the kingdom's beating heart. The woman behind the dragon throne, the power everyone saw, but no one dared name. Empress Dowager Cixi. Some leaders built power to rule. Cixi built power to survive and then ruled because survival was no longer enough. She began as a concubine, yet her intelligence was undeniable. When the emperor died, she maneuvered through court politics with precision until she became the real force behind the throne, shaping China for nearly half a century. While men argued theory, she rebuilt armies, modernized technology, and held the country together through chaos. Her critics called her manipulative, but manipulation is just strategy when a woman uses intelligence in a world that denies she has any. And still, she is not the woman history buried deepest, not the woman whose image slips between fact and rumor. That woman is last because every road of power leads to her. The woman who made Rome fear a mind more than an army, Cleopatra. Here is the name history thought it understood but never truly did. Cleopatra wasn't a beauty myth, beauty was just a camouflage. Her true weapon was patience, waiting for Rome to need her more than she needed Rome. With Caesar, she didn't seduce, she strategized. She didn't cling to power, she extended Egypt's life. When Caesar fell, she didn't collapse, she pivoted. Mark Antony didn't become her love story, he became her second opportunity. Rome said Cleopatra fell for love, but Rome feared something else, that she might win again. Her death wasn't a tragedy of passion, it was a political necessity. Empires kill what they can't control. They tried to write her as a seductress, but tell me, what's more terrifying to a superpower, a beautiful woman or a brilliant one? Cleopatra didn't lose to Rome, she became the one woman Rome couldn't forget. Because power isn't who sits on the throne, it's who still shapes the world after the throne is gone. Now you've seen the missing stories, the shadows beneath the crowns, the fingerprints beneath the rewritten pages. 6 women revealed what power could be, but Cleopatra showed what happens when power becomes memory. Remember their names, because next time you read history, you'll see the footprints behind every king and wonder whose voice was edited out. And once you know these stories, history never feels the same again.